never get free. Lamb to the slaughter, what you gon' do when there's blood in the water? The price of your greed is your son and your daughter. What you gon' do when there's blood in the water? Look me in my eyes.
Hey guys, this is Ravenclaw What If. Welcome back to another What If story. Now this is, I think it's part 5. Let me check real fast because I was researching something. Yeah, it's part 5. Okay, cool. This is What If Deku was a Shadow Dragon, part 5. Now I'm implementing Roku. I think that's how you pronounce her name, the dragon hero. I always want to say, yeah, it's Roku or something like that. Oh no, I'm not pronouncing it right. If I am, I'm like highly surprised. So, and I don't know how long this episode's gonna be because I'm kind of running late, so overslept a little bit. I'll try to make it at least 20 minutes long. Sorry, at least. So, I'm gonna change a little bit features on Midoriya a little bit. He gonna have, sorry. He does have, dragon-looking eyes, and he does have sharp teeth, in his mouth, in his human state, or his dragonkin natural state. And there's that. So we're gonna cut to give me a second. Okay, I'm back. As we're gonna cut back to a little bit of time backwards when Rika was, watching the regional cork blast tournament. As she's seen, Izuku throwing fire around, and she's like, huh, great, another fire hero. Oh, we don't need more of those. As she's looking for, promising young, promising talent in future young heroes. As she hears, Inko yelling, take it seriously. As he's like, as she walks over there, it's like, oh, hello. As they're acquainted. As they're like, so you know that student over there, or you know that kid? As Inko's like, yeah, of course I know him. He's my son. As suddenly, oh, so you're looking for future looking for talent for your agency? And she's like, yeah, I am. I don't know if she only, goes after, female heroes. I don't know much about her besides, the brief story I got of her out of, YouTube. But for plot sake, she'll endorse, it doesn't matter as long as, they have a cool quirk and, she could stand their personality set. So as, they're talking as she's like, Ryoko's like, what, he's not taking this seriously? As, Inko's like, yeah, he never takes it. He's lazy. He tends to, he has a too laid back attitude, personally. But don't know where that came out of. That came out, that person I came out of sure didn't come from me. As she's laughing inside her head because she doesn't know where where Zuko actually came from. Besides her being magically pregnant, but she's still trying to figure that out. She doesn't know yet, but she's trying to figure it out on her off times when she's not busy with hero work. As she's like, as Inko's like, anyways, you should keep an eye on. Things about to get heated up. As Izuku, she drops her papers a little bit as she sees Izuku change to a dragon. She's like, no way. That got her, interested because, she's never seen anyone with a similar quirk to hers. as she sees, the half form, then when he changes to a full form dragon, as he's like, Reiko, I gotta go. Dragon hero. As she, tells Izuku to stop. He's about to do a big blast. As we're gonna go back time, to the current time. As Izuku's walking. Now I'm implementing the sludge villain between middle school and high school. So it's like in my future what ifs, the slime villain incident will happen after middle school, going into high school, then after high school going into UA as a college school. So that's how I'm kind of making this work for me at least. It makes sense to me, so might as well go with it. So as Reiko is trying to look for Midoriya. She sees him leaves. As he's already gone, so he's pretty fast. As she gets hold of Inko, as she explained what he has a similar quirk to hers, and she wants to talk to him. And she's like, where would he go? He probably takes he tells her he likes to take back alleys and stuff like that. I keep telling him not to, but he never listens to me. That's like half right, half wrong, but he listens, Izuku listens when his like important stuff, but usually when she's nagging about stuff and stuff that doesn't, really wouldn't affect him. He doesn't really listen. So after, we cut to through the alley scene as Reiko, goes look for Izuku. As Izuku, comes across a manhole, as he's like, huh, guess someone's going to lose their job. As, the manhole's up. It's out, it's not on the sewer pipe. And there's like, old, there's toolboxes everywhere. Like, they just left the scene for some reason. But the reason is, they're all dead. Because, the sludge villain. As he's already killed, he was thinking about using the workers, but Izuku came along, so he had one ready to use a meat puppet. But as he kills him, as he sees Izuku walking down the little little alleyway underneath the bridge. I think let's just say it's a bridge. I don't know actually it happens in canon, but where it was. So as he's walking down the bridge in the alley underneath the bridge, as several slimes start pulling on him. As he jumps backwards. He jumped before they can land on him. As he's like, huh, man, I'm not in the mood, so I'm just gonna ignore this. As he's like, none of my business. As the sludge villain, it's in front of him. He's like, don't ignore me, little kid. Don't ignore me, kid. You're pretty fast. You'll be a good meat puppet. As the sludge villain's like, give me your body. As Izuku, laughs. As he starts laughing crazy, he's like, you. I don't know what this is, but I don't want no part of it. I suggest you go the other way before I get angry. As he turns to walk away, as the sludge villain grabs his arm. Very well. I guess we're gonna do this the hard way then. As he instantly, breathes out fire out of his mouth in its human state. As it's purple fire, the sludge villain still a bit in flames. As he's just throwing, fireballs at him out of his hands. As, he's in a corner because, he's been hit pretty hard and he's doing it over rapid succession. As he's like, what's the matter now, sludge villain? Where's all that bravado you had earlier? You acting, think you're a monster. You're nothing but a weak human. In the form of a sludge. Let's fix that. As Izuku, is about to channel his, condense his fire into a beam. That's when, Ryoko comes in and stops it. And she's like, that's enough. And she's like, oh crap. Let me guess, you're a hero. A pro hero. And she's like, judging by your attitude and the way you're dressed. And she's like, what does that mean? And I was like, that's not the point. Not supposed to, not supposed to kill villains. Not supposed to willy-nilly, take, killing a villain. The situation doesn't match the depth you were going to do it. And she's, spouting out, her ideology, I guess. I'm just saying she would say something like, I don't know much about her. I've only seen her, like, never in Hero Academia yet, so I haven't got past the overhaul arc, so don't know how her personality set would be. I know she's very humble and doesn't believe she should be on the chart on on the top hero ranking, but I guess I could work around that. So, I guess she would say something like that. Excuse me a second. As she, has a container. As, she picks up a bottle. As, she puts them in there. He, flew in that stuff. He flew in that bottle. He want nothing to do with that. He was shivering and, shaking and begging for his life. As Izuku was smiling and, having a blast. His dragon nature for battle. So, and Izuku kind of gets, goes a little, like, he's very aggressive when he goes into battle, so when he takes it seriously. He just was annoyed that the thing was just bothering him. As he's like, we'll cut back to the story. And she's like, you should know better. After all, your mother, you come from a hero family. Fine, as as then she collects a sludge villain, so so that works out. So yeah, she's like, "You're coming with me." She's like, she's talking to him, just asking why he's like. She's like, why did you go that far? Clearly, he wasn't a threat. As he's like, you annoyed me, so I remove things that annoys me. So she's brought up the quirk. So what is your quirk exactly? As she's just curious. She has graphs of it, what it is, but she just wants to hear it from him. As he goes, as they're walking to the police station to, turn into villain. And she's like, I guess you would call it, a dragon quirk, I guess. I could do everything what a dragon could do, basically. Yada, yada, yada. The same old stuff that people keep asking me. And she's like, it's like, what a coincidence. Mine is that as well. And she's like, I'm Riku, dragon hero. As, she, fully introduce herself. It's like, keep my name a secret, okay? As, I think that's her personal name. I'm not totally sure, but, let's just say, she says that. So. As they, return this sludge villain. As, she was helping out All Might because, he's been, working very hard. I don't see why other heroes wouldn't help him out if he was the number one hero. Come on. I mean, the whole, thing they run about a hero skill, like teamwork and all that stuff. And yet, they don't show teamwork, when the number one hero, is doing all the work. Bunch of freeloaders. But anyways, let's continue. As they, drop it off. And they, she walks into his house as he goes waiting for him. Ryoko, nice to see you again. Yeah, I came across your little son here. trying to vaporize a villain. As you know, Inko starts laughing. Because laughing hysterically. As she's like, did you now? You've never shown, that sort of, initiative ever. As you know, it's like, so what exactly happened, Izuku? As you know, my son. She's she's upset, but she's upset that it took a villain to, him to take it seriously. When he takes it seriously, his power is like, quadrupled. He says, normally he doesn't care. As he explains his story, as she starts laughing. As she's like, "Oh, you kind of did overboard, son, but think you got that for me." As she's like, as Rico's like, "But his quirk is quite remarkable. It's like mine, apparent. What I've seen of it." So as she, sorry, she would like to, sponsor Izuku. Like not sponsor, but have him mentorship there off and on until he goes to UA. So she could, train him and all that, fun stuff. All this training will do, it won't increase his power, but it will it will refine it will refine it so it's easier to use and doesn't have to take so much time outputting the control for a lethal blast. So that will fix that little problem for me. Sorry. As Inka's like, huh. I was going to have a might agency, but your quirks are similar, so it makes sense. What do you think, Izuku? What do you think, son? And she's like, fine, Mom. I don't care. And she's like, it doesn't matter to me. And she's like, good, because you were going to go anyways. So it's like, it's a good thing you're coming willingly. Oh, willingly. Sorry. As you know, they talk for a little bit. As you know, they go their separate ways. It's like, I guess that's one thing good, from doing the Cork Blast tournament. Got a lot of new clients, and you're getting attention from heroes. Things are moving along, nicely. She has a planned future for Izuku. It's basically, he's going to be a hero, and like that's pretty much it. So. So as we continue forward, we're gonna go to we're gonna time skip a little bit during that time period from middle school to high school. We're gonna go, we're gonna go like this we're doing. We're gonna go like straight up to the high school, but we're gonna start off from the morning before they go into their first class. As Kazuki. That's why, Kazuki, yeah. She knocks on the Midoriya's door as Inko's like, greets, Kazuki, it's nice to see you. You're here for, you're here for Izuku, for your first day of high school. It's like, yeah, can't believe, I'm actually going there. And it's like, she's like, yeah, I'm surprised as well. The Rosefield was very persistent on for you two to go to their high school their family goes to. It's like a rich school basically. And she's like, I have a plan for Luna Rosefield. So haven't totally not totally convinced on the ship just yet, but I'm building stuff, so just in case. So As you know, Inko's like, where is he? As you know, sorry. As we have Ezekiel, getting up, as he's like, he's, drowsy a little bit. As he's, wakes up within his dragon form. And he's like, what the hell? Oh, don't. As he's like, oh, don't tell me. No, 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 not now. Of all days. As he's freaking out as he's jumping around in his dragon form. It's small. It's not a small one, but it's a medium-sized one, like a size like a big dog. As Inko goes into Izuku's room, and Kazuki sees this, and she's supposed to stop laughing. As Izuku's like, it's not funny. As he's like, I don't know what's going on here, but whatever it is, I could tell it's hilarious. As like, Inko's like, what's wrong? As he's like, oh, apparently I can't change back for a while, I think. As he's like, what do you mean? I can't detransform at all. Now, what I'm saying is, he's going through, he's going through like a little bit of an evolution. Because when he reincarnated himself, I'm just saying the shadow dragons have a period, a time where it's like a natural thing that dragons in their clan does. Or during puberty, they strictly go into their dragon state and won't come out of it until for a very long time um, before all that, because they're being improved upon the human body. So after this process, he'll have he'll have horns and all that jazz. No, never mind. Not horns, but sorry, not horns, but he will have the a tail. That's because I want to put that in there. A tail, and yeah, let's give him some horns and tails. So his his dragonkin form will have a nifty little tail, because it's puberty, I guess. So that's how I'm going about this. I'm just making up stuff as I go along. So he's stuck in a state for a while. So he's like, what I'm gonna, as he's like, and Kazuki's laughing again. He's like, so you literally can't transform, so you have to go to a school in your dragon form. As she spuds up laughing on the ground. And she's like, she's just laughing about it because it's hilarious. A dragon going to high school. And she making puns and all that stuff. As Inko's like, alright, you two, that's enough. Are you able to change, are you able to adjust your size? As he's like, yeah, I'm able to do that at least. As he's like, I guess you're going to have to go to school like that, but Izuku gets the idea. Oh, okay. As he detransforms to a smaller version. It's like a kitten, size of a kitten, as he jumps on Kazuki. And she's like, what are you doing? Well, you're going to be my ride. And he's like, what do you mean? I have small, legs. Can't go anywhere. I could fly, maybe, but it'll be easier. Enough, talking. Let's get to school. As she's regretting it now. It's not so funny now when you're involved. She's like, shut up, Izuku. As they're walking, They get in their first day of school. As the teacher's confused, she sees a little dragon. She thinks it's a cork animal, and she's like, no cork animals are no animals are allowed in this school. And she's like, it's not an animal. As he's like, hello, I'm Izuku Midoriya. And she's like, what? You're Izuku Midoriya? Yeah, I had a little issue with my quirk, so surprise? As he smiles in his, dragon form. As Kitsuki's like, stop that. That's kind of creepy. So that stopped because he has a lot of sharp teeth. So he's like, all right, class, we have two recent students added to our school roster. I heard that Bakugo is his family name, so I guess it would be Katsuki Bakugo. So that's what I heard on one of the comments. So I'll just refer as that Katsuki Bakugo and Izuku Midoriya as and she starts to explain Izuku's issue. This is Izuku Midoriya. It's not a quirk animal. He's actually a student. His quirk is acting. It might be. Sorry, I'm trying to think of the proper word for it. Having some issues. I was going to say, evolving, but how would she know? That's why I didn't say that. So, it's in haywire right now. So we don't know how long, young Midoriya is going to be in that form. As it all seems like, whoa, you're, Katsuki's a little getting irritated. And she's like, whoa, your quirk's, like, awesome. Like, what is it? As he, like, tells him, it's a dragon quirk. As, Katsuki's like, enough. As, she's getting irritated. It's like, as everyone sits down, because, they're still in class. So we're going to cut, to later days as, they go through the school, They go into the school and Kazuki's talking to a couple of the, delinquents in the school. They have, there are different type of delinquents that, don't really bully kids, but they insult them with, contraband when they bring into school, so they got their little black market thing going on. As, Kazuki, them and talking to him, as Izuku's with her, as she's like, they're explaining, you see those kids over there with those wristbands all around their, those armbands, as she's like, yeah, been seeing around a lot. What's their deal? As they're like, that's the discipline committee. And she's like, what the hell is a discipline committee? And he's like, it's basically, like a, how would I put this? The elitist of the school has powers not to expel students, but to discipline them in certain ways, give them detention, give them harsh, treatment. Their version of discipline is, you see the ring over there? Yeah, they throw them in there and it's not pretty. One of the discipline committee comes in there and disciplines them in a disguise as, a one-on-one match. Because it's like, what do you mean? You were able to have matches here? Yeah, ever since the Cork Blast tournament got, popular, they start implementing, one-on-one duels against other students. You just got to get it proved. You just got to have a teacher in present for the bout. There's safety precautions, so It's like a I don't know how I do this. It's a safety precaution, and there's this, and there's sorry, there's this small hero on site all the time. So as that's why they're able to use quirks in the in these one-on-one discipline committee sessions. As he's like, word of advice, I would stay out of their crosshair. Last thing we need is her to start coming down on us. As he's like, as because he's like, who's her? As she's like, Luna Rosefield. As she remembers the name, as she's like, wait, that chick from the Blast Cork tournament? And she's like, yep, yeah. I think she was there. Heard she had a scuffle with some regional kid, the person who won the original, tournament. And she's like, yeah, that's my little friend over here. As she points to the little, little dragon on her shoulder. And she's like, seriously? Don't don't let my size fool you. I could easily transfer my full size and eat you whole if I wanted to. But that's neither here nor there. I'm tired, so I'm gonna go take a nap. As he curls up in a ball. As he falls asleep. As he's like, okay. I'm kind of not sure if that was terrifying or I should start laughing. As that little thing happens. As they go around, the rest of the day, as she drops Izuku off, and she's like, "Can you next time grow a little bigger so I don't have to carry you all the time?" And she's like, "Fine, Katsuki," and she's like, "Thanks." And she's like, "I'll see you later." As she goes off, goes home. We're gonna next part. Yeah, we're gonna. Oh yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Okay, we're gonna continue. We're gonna time skip, like, let's just say during the of middle of the first year of high school. As you have Izuku. He's back to normal. He just got a little taller and he has scales on his face. His teeth are a little bit sharper, and he has a tail now. No, let's not say he has a tail. He has more sharper fingernails like claws. Bunch of scales on his face, like all over his body. It's like a purplish black scales from what color of dragon he is. As he has a couple other neat abilities that I'm gonna implement later. As they're fighting a bunch of people around the school that like to pick on some people. There's some bullies, but there's that underground ring where get concubine from get sodas and other stuff that you need, I guess. Candy, make a profit, all that stuff. They do cell phones, pagers, information about quirks occasionally. Nothing too fancy, but if you have a beef with someone, they could tell you his quirk and his pay extra to know exactly how to take him down. All that, as you see the discipline committee, pin down Kazuki and Izuku. As they put him in, yeah, I'm gonna straight up say, the Rosu family has core canceling technology. So they have these little bracelets around, around Izuku and Kazuki's wrist. It's nothing like too fancy. It says, you know, a smaller version of it, of the more advanced ones. So as you know, they get taken to the office. As you know, she's on her, you know, desk. As she's like school principal. I brought the troublemakers. As you know, you see her looking down upon them as you know their knee down. There's like Kazuki Bakugo. You're such a troublemaker. It's a good thing, you know. Only reason you're around, the only reason you're still in the school is because I have, you know, your quirk is quite valuable, so you need to, you know, you're gonna have to, you know, cool down a bit. As she looks over to Izuku, and she's like, "Huh, Izuku, you're almost bad as her." As you know, she, you know, getting a headache, a migraine a little bit about it, and she's like, as you know, she slaps Kazuki on the wrist, and she, you know, she's like, she gave her, you know, detention. They're able to do that. So, and she's like, "What's this?" It's like, "It's detention." And she's like, "You don't have the authority." He's like, "Yeah, technically I do." The school principal in this school, sorry, the student principal in this school has certain authority over certain things. I'm able to enforce some disciplines, enforce some rules, and give detention off to certain troublemakers to keep the workload off the other teachers. It's a long process, but yeah, you're gonna go. As you know, they wave her off. As she's like, as he's like, "Oh crap. So what? So what? So what you got planned for me then?" And she's like, "To keep you out of trouble." He's like, "You have two choices." And she's like, "I could either, you know, throw you into the ring. You actually might enjoy that, but or as she, you know, motions off one of her staff, one of the students from her council. So, has you know, so you said someone quit today. Who was it?" And she's like, "It was, you know, your secretary again. You know." "Ah, okay, good. All right, this is we're gonna do it. I'll drop the whole subject, but you got to do me a favor." And she's like, as he's just like, "What do you mean?" Sorry about the noise. Kids are running around crazy outside apparently. It's like, from, you know, you're gonna go, you know, work under me as, you know, my secretary. As she's like, "What?" "It's your choice." And she's like, "I really don't want to go through all that hassle battling someone, and I'm not really in the mood." "Fine, I guess." And she's like, "Good. Meet me here tomorrow." As he gets up, as you know, his it doesn't work on him because, you know, it's not a quirk, so he's smiling and he leaves like idiots. I could have done something if I wanted to. Now, what's now? I'm a small pause on this. Now, she's the manager for the team, for the school, for the Cork Blast tournament. So why she was at the the regionals was to scout new talent to put in her roster to take down, you know, the current champion. So that's how we're doing it, and we're gonna probably stop it there. So yeah, he straight up got bullied. Yeah, he straight up got in. You know, Autumn. You know, he pretty got a, you know, had a choice. fight something that would drag out and he didn't really want to do, or do something easy. So, you know, he picked the easy route. So, hope you guys have a good night and day, judging by time zones. Alright, bye.